Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with ATBBQ.com, and today on Tips and Techniques, we're going to talk about how to do high heat grilling, direct grilling on the Yoder pellet grill. One of the things that I love about cooking on Yoders is the versatility. Now, any pellet grill can do low and slow, but none of them really do the really hot, fast, high temp direct grilling with the flame touching the meat like the Yoder Smokers pellet grills. So today I'm going to show you how I set up for that. I cook this way all the time at home, at least 4 nights a week. I'm grilling over high heat, whether it's chicken or burgers or pork tenderloin. Let me show you how I do this. So this is the YS640S pellet grill. It's one of my well-loved, well-used grills. And what you'll see here is we have this diffuser plate that sits here to create indirect heat. It's also got an access door, which underneath you can see the fire pot. This is the fire pot, and when this thing is raging, it shoots out flames right up through this access door. So you've got 2 options for direct grilling. One, just remove the door. The other is to remove the entire diffuser plate. So I've removed that door. We're just going to leave that door open for our purposes today. Turn on the grill, hit that start button, and I'm going to crank this up to 450. Now that we've got the flames, let's get everything in place so that we can start to do our direct grilling. Today we'll do 2 separate setups, one with a griddle and the other with grill grates. Now off to the right, you've got more of an indirect side so that you can actually move the stuff from the hot side to an indirect side, and we can also control that with the baffle. So currently the baffle is all the way out. This is the little plate that's in the middle that goes vertical, but we can push it all the way in. So now that plate has moved all the way in here and is concentrating all the heat on this area while this area remains more indirect. For the griddle setup, this is great anytime you want to sear something. So put just a little bit of fat down. Today we'll be searing up a couple of our strip steaks and our burgers. You get full contact in this setup, which is going to give you full sear. You're not going to get direct flame, but that just depends on what you're cooking and what you're going for. When you are looking for direct flame, that's when I use the GrillGrate Setup, because that fire can actually come through the grates to kiss whatever protein or vegetable that you're cooking. Today we're doing chicken thighs, and I've also got some corn. One thing to consider when you're grilling direct is lid open or lid closed, and it entirely depends on how big of a piece of protein you're cooking, or vegetable for that matter. Now, corn's gonna take a little while to get soft, so you might close the lid to let that soften up after it's got some color on it. But generally speaking, I'm gonna leave the lid open at first so we can get some nice color on it. And then when I need to bring up the internal temperature and I've got all the color I want, I'll close that lid down. So you can see how we get that full sear all the way across with all of that direct heat with the flame hitting onto the skillet here, onto the griddle. Same thing with the steaks. Full sear all the way across. So you'll see now on our chicken, we've got our grill grate marks, but it's actually getting kissed by the flame here. So you're getting flame and fire flavor onto each of these pieces. They're right over the direct flame. The burgers are just about up to temp. I'm gonna move them over to the indirect side where we can put some cheese on and let that melt as they finish cooking. Steaks have come up to temperature as well, so we'll take those off. Thighs are coming up to temp now, and look at that char, look at that sear. It's looking really beautiful. We're getting a little color on the corn as well. So corn's gonna go off to the indirect side now, and the chicken thighs are coming off. The key things to remember when you're direct grilling on your Yoder is 1, remove that diffuser, or at least the diffuser door if you're cooking for a smaller group of people. You want to have your temperature up at about 400 to 500 degrees depending on what you're cooking. Typically I set mine to 450 when we grill chicken breasts or chicken thighs for dinner. Push that baffle in so you can force that heat into a smaller area. It kind of intensifies the heat. And then the results are pretty obvious. You've got great color on your food. And the great thing is, now you put that diffuser back in, turn it down to 200, and you can smoke a brisket all night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out ATBBQ.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.